All right, everyone. Welcome back to the next episode of the Raiders Rambles. I am Avera Nova. Right now, your current host, your candy corn orange doggo, and joining me is Noble.
Hey!
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, Fever. You?
Yeah. Not so much of that, but it's nice to hear back from you. I know you've been having a pretty exciting week, honestly. We'll get to that in a moment. And of course, joining us next on the panel is, and for the first time, Trenty.
What's up?
Hey, man. So, just a little curious. Want to just introduce yourself? Maybe what kind of hobbies you're into, how long you've been a furry for, etc.
Yeah, so I'm Tran TT. I'm Brazilian. I'm currently at Brazil right now, but I used to live in US. I probably will again in a few months. I am 25. I am a bandicoot slash canine, random canine species. And I've been in the furry fandom for 7 years. I'm a musician as well. And that is it.
Oh, right on, man. Yeah, I remember meeting him for the first time at, was it what, like Anthro, New England, I believe it was?
Yeah, it was about, 2 years ago at A&E?
At this point, maybe 3 or 4. Yeah, it was before COVID times. I think it was like February of 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a blast.
It's been like some null years, So.
Yeah, for sure. Well, great to have you back, man.
Likewise, long time no talk.
All right. So, Noble, what's our first topic we got going on here? Or do you want to
first, I thought we'd cover with Jolt because unfortunately he hasn't been on last and he won't be on today. So he sort of had to put a pin in the whole sort of appearance thing.
Rip.
And for those of you guys who are listening on iHeartRadio or Stitcher and whatnot, here we have a wonderful picture of our most esteemed host, Jolt. And he's just chilling right in front of the river, doing his thing on his own adventure.
Now, that might look like an unexploded ordnance, but that particular bit of metal was an actual pin used to keep the bridge that connected Hobart with Rosny, active after some stupid sailor decided to plow his ship into one of the pylons for the bridge.
Oh, wow, look at that.
So, that was fun. News story time then.
Hey, that sounds pretty cool, man. I can't wait until, Jolt gets back. We can have him on next week and talk all about his crazy adventures. Y'all guys know he does adventures every, couple of months or something. He's always doing something crazy. He's always fursuiting in dangerous locations that I scold him for.
Oops. I probably.
Where was that photo taken then?
A few days ago.
No, where?
Oh, Hobart.
Okay.
I'm sorry, where?
Is that down in Tasmania, right?
Oh, in Tasmania.
So our news story first up is thanks to Kotaku, and Pokemon Fez says U.S. Customs destroyed a $4,000 classic game.
Dude,
really?
There's a big issue here. See, a lot of the people, let's say if you're working at customs, it's a dead end job. You don't really care if you come across a particular gaming related item. It doesn't necessarily ring the same value in your mind as it's actually worth, right? Like, you really don't care all that much. You're searching through the bag. Okay, there's this and that, whatever. But y'all know that Pokemon games are worth big money, right?
Especially
man,
sealed in box.
Yeah. Oh, good. And oh goodness. Yeah, that's rough.
The guy reviewing the bag, searching for the bag, probably just thought it was just some random ass game.
No, or maybe he didn't know it was a game. Maybe he's like, oh, what is this cassette? Who is this artist I've never heard of? Pokemon? Okay.
Never heard of.
Yeah, Game Boy. Is that
So
some K-pop thing? I don't know.
the thing is that while this may have someone pissed off, I would question how is it that someone who works for the U.S. Customs and Border Protection not know how to open a fucking box?
And not only that, this was graded. It seems like this game was not just a run of the mill. Oh, it's an older game that I've had for since I was like 9 or whatever. Nah, this was graded A+ by like a company.
Yeah, no,
Pokemon Yellow version, Special Pikachu Edition. Oh
that,
boy.
that's not my point. My point is that for some reason, a U.S. Customs official doesn't know how to open a cardboard box with a tab.
Yeah,
How could
that's a
someone not
problem.
know how to open this
Yeah,
properly?
Well, they were searching for drugs or other illegal things, so they probably tried to reach any corner that they could, even the ones that they could not.
I'm sorry, but
to
to cut
yeah.
open a box like that takes far more effort than to lift a tab.
And they didn't even steal the game. At least if you're going to go through all the effort, jack the game and then leave your crappy job with the TSA or something. I mean, what the heck? They just left it there? Oh, that poor guy.
So, who wants to read this one?
Yeah, I guess I'll go on it. An original sealed copy of Pokemon Yellow, reportedly worth nearly $4,000, was ruined by U.S. Customs and Border Protection after its seal was not only cracked, but its case broken and the front of the box sliced clean off. In a wanton wait, what? In a wanton display of aggression against collectibles, the owner claims. Ah, yes, that owner who goes by the Master of Unlocking told Kotaku he was disappointed to see the senseless damage done to the now ruined collector's item. Yeah, I can't blame him. I'd be pissed as well.
That only makes me wonder in terms of accountability. Like, did the person who did this was held accountable at all?
I'm not sure, especially like if you get things like this graded, like you have to pay for that, and I wonder if the companies that graded it have some kind of an insurance policy or something.
No, you'd have to have insurance when you ship the item.
Oof.
So hopefully it was insured.
Depends on how much it worth. I mean, 4,000? I don't know, maybe.
Honestly, if the guy can pay $4,000 for a 20-plus-year-old game, they can surefire pay for insurance.
But
downside
maybe he
is
didn't though. Maybe he had it for like 10 years and then got it graded. Maybe he got it for like $2 from his friend. Then he's like, "Oh crap! Now it's worth $4,000," and then these guys mess it up. Oh, that's even worse.
I think he actually bought it for that price, so that's what makes it worth that price.
Yeah. Oh wow. Then he really lost out when they just destroyed it.
Right.
All right,
So
so let's
this
go on. Let's see what he said, Noble.
yeah, a friend of mine received a sealed and graded original copy of Pokemon Yellow. Kick said the US Customs border broke the acrylic case, ripped and discarded the seal, and sliced the front of the box off, which just still makes me wonder why are they that fucking stupid. Maybe they weren't fans of What Games. What Games is an independent company that grades and certifies games for collectors. Chances are you'll encounter What Games if you look for high quality mint copies of old games. The company was responsible for grading and certifying the Master of Unlocky's copy, giving it an A+ rating and a score of 9. Okay. So this person didn't actually purchase a $4,000 game.
That's what
They
I
were
was
getting it
saying.
graded.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
this
what I
is
was saying. He
completely
got it for like
different.
$4,000, and then 3,800. But
No.
oh man,
From the way this is reading, he didn't buy the game. He had the game and he was getting it graded.
yeah,
Now, the biggest, this is something I didn't realize before, because the biggest issue with this is that utilizing a service for grading collectibles, see, it doesn't matter. This is Pokemon. This could be stamps. This could be coins. This could be anything else.
Yep.
If this service is basically can't provide, they can't use UPS, or they can't ship anything at all, it's going to destroy that industry. Ooh,
This is
this is
not
even
good.
this is worse than I thought.
Well, this is why I was saying earlier, like, what if he did have this game since he was like 12 or whatever, and all of a sudden realized, oh, it's actually worth some money, and then he got it graded, and now all of this happened. Like, he's crap out of luck, right?
Oh yeah, I
Good.
mean, so either they hated the battery inside the cartridge, or they thought it contained drugs or something. One tweeted suggested that Kickers mentions, can the U.S. Customs destroy things without resource? Sorry.
I,
Ah,
I'm really not entirely understanding the story. Why exactly did they rip open this particular type of box? Did it look
well,
suspicious to them, or what's going on here?
Yeah,
information
that's
on why
pretty unusual that
customs
they do that kind of damage.
would go to such lengths is murky, but according to a domestic and international vehicle shipping service, Easy Haul, the purpose of inspection by the government agency is to prevent the export and import of contraband, counterfeit, improperly declared, prohibited, embargoed, or any other goods that don't meet the U.S. Customs regulatory and other than possible packaging contaminating some of illegal substances. It appears the U.S. Customs didn't need to release a reason as to why the inspection was called in
Darn
the first
you.
place.
Don't be crushing up and snorting them Pokemon games, guys. They're very addictive. They're
I'm kind of
contraband.
curious as to why they couldn't have examined the outer point of the case and then run it through a X-ray scanner. Kotaku reached out to US Customs and What Games for comment. In the email, Kotaku, the master of unlocking, he said he bought the copy of Pokemon Yellow from an independent seller in Canada who had the game graded previously. What? Hang on, it was previously graded. Why the fuck would someone want to do it a second time?
Well,
The
that
two
doesn't
were in
really make a lot of sense.
communication on January 17th and agreed upon the $3,800 price. Okay, so it was purchased with the package and shipping out the same day. Scheduled to arrive on the 19th. The package was cleared by U.S. Customs at Lawrenceville, Montana, or Ital International Airport in Kentucky. Blah.
Was it in his carry-on or in just regular luggage?
No, I think this was actually just shipped.
Oh, it's shipped. Okay, so they just
Item
seized
was
it and
very
then
different than what original seller had shared pictures of. He was shocked.
shook it.
I opened the undamaged shipping box to find What Games case broken and the Pokemon Yellow cardboard loose on the inside. The master of unlocking said initially he thought it was simply What Games acrylic case that was broken, but it wasn't particularly concerned. Then noticed the factory seal was no longer on the game. Okay, so no, this was an actual purchase.
Okay. But it was still destroyed, though. So, what kind of compensation, or is there any kind of assurance or anything?
Nothing. I mean, he'd have to sue the US government over this.
Oh,
my
that's
assumption.
such a bummer. Oh, yo, I'd be pissed.
No, that's why I almost never say thank you to government employees whenever I need some shit like fucking the U.S. Customs and the TSA or the Department of Transit. What's the name again? Whatever. Any government service, quote unquote. I almost never say thank you. Mainly because of that. They like government employees. They usually have they usually don't have a lot of accountability. They have extra steps in when it comes to being fired. Like in Brazil here, for example, government employees, they cannot be fired. It's illegal to fire government employees. So you're gonna have like bad service coming from it. Usually that's not like 100% of the cases, but government employees are known to have bad service. They don't care much about customer service or having a good mood or
Right.
handling your stuff with care. So you have this kind of stuff happen pretty often.
Sorry, this whole thing sort of This is probably going into details which I think is irrelevant. I
Well,
really should actually
what does the article
read
say?
this through purpose.
What I'm trying to say is that the person who was responsible for doing this damage with the cartridge probably thought that they are not going to be held accountable, so they treated the thing with no care at all.
And you're right about they're probably not going to be. But who knows who
because
this
they
person
are
was? No
protected.
one does.
They are protected by the institution's laws.
Man, that's such a bummer. I mean,
Well, the downside is that it seems like this. So this basically came from international because of Canada and America.
right.
So this really does put a strain on commerce. I mean, if you can't turn around and buy something from Canada, have it shipped to the US without it being completely destroyed by customs, then why is someone going to take the risk?
Right.
Yeah, and Trenty brought up a very good point about that. It doesn't, or actually, both of you did. It doesn't have to be, a game. It could be literally a comic book. It could be a statue, art piece, whatever.
Oh,
Who
could
knows?
you imagine if
you
an
really
Action
gotta.
Comics? Sorry,
Yeah,
could you?
yeah. They rip open the package. Okay, it's like a first edition Spider-Man or something crazy like that. Who knows?
No,
Could
an
be
Action Comics #1. Can you imagine if a TSA employee basically ripped one of those to pieces?
Yeah, they're like, oh, I was just looking for drugs, like the manual told me to. They'd be like, what the heck did you just do? Oh no. Yeah, that would
It's
be a problem.
it's getting to the point with this sort of thing where it might actually be, safer for the investment for an individual to, fly and drive to the
You're
actual
right. Yeah,
place to
go
get
there
it graded,
physically. Like physically be there to get it. I agree. Yeah.
have the
Sure.
accommodation set up and everything, because at this point, this is just bloody insane.
Especially like when you're talking about that kind of money. It's like, sure, I totally trust you to send a $4,000 game to my house. I don't know. Oh, I trust the system to make it come to me in one piece. I don't know. I mean, you got to be careful.
I mean, if this was purchased as an investment, ooh,
Oh, yikes. Yeah, ouch.
anyway, I'm going to stop the screen share on this.
All right. Well, I hope that that this wasn't that kind of an investment, that they get what they wanted. At least get a better version of it, or maybe some type of compensation. Probably not going to be possible, but
I don't believe compensation is going to be an option for this individual, but I would like to see them actually take this to court.
yeah, at least bring up the issue. Because I wonder how many times this happened to other people too. Right, like you're buying something expensive from like some store overseas, and yeah, things get lost, and they're, oh, I don't know what happened. Oh, sorry, I guess you're crap out of luck. Well, that sucks.
I wonder also
though,
if any of this was made on purpose, just so it could get coverage or insurance money.
well,
And
that's
how
the
many
other thing.
other? Yeah, you're right.
I'm curious whether or not it was actually insured properly, because if it was, then by rights, well, at least my understanding, by rights, they should have the right to turn around and have this, go through with an insurance claim. That would certainly damage the US government for, maliciously damaging something worth a lot of money.
Yeah. Like it was saying on the text that he nowadays he doesn't have much time to play the games and stuff, so he purchased the game to remind him of easier times, just so he could sit there on his wall or something. Well, you could have many ways to doing that besides buying a $4,000 game cartridge.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing: like a lot of collectors really like stuff like that, which I totally get. That's part of the whole thing. But that's also like a new car to some people, or like a used car to some nowadays, right? but $4,000, like you can buy a used car for that depending on where you live, right? So obviously
the
this person
downside
was
is
very invested.
I was
What's the
walking.
downside?
One day I was walking past an old hoarder's house that was getting cleaned out. There were a couple of sewing machines I wanted, but well, let's just say man of the job turned around and basically told me to fuck off, while the owner of the property, his grandfather, was like, look, if you want this stuff, if you can take it, fine. Just the game stuff, but not the sewing machines. Yeah, the game stuff was cases to some of the Pokemon DS games.
Exactly,
Mainstream ones.
and to some collectors, I mean, that could be worth good knows how much money.
And some of them had cartridges in there. The right cartridge.
Exactly. Like, what the heck?
This was after the games were worth like a few $100s each. And I'm like, are you that fucking stupid not to realize how much this shit is worth?
Yeah,
Dear
but like
God.
some older guy who's cleaning out, his house, he just wants to get stuff together. Yeah, he's not going to play these games. He doesn't have any interest in it. For
This
people,
house was destroyed, but these games are worth hundreds of dollars each. I pointed out to someone a Nintendo 64 game. It's like, this game is worth $200 to buy it.
Yeah.
Take it to this business and they'll pay you a lot less for it, but they'll still at least give you $150. I mean, who would say no to getting $150 for literally nothing?
Yeah.
Well, except you bought the game when it was worth like $80. Anyway, let's take poke fun at the adult industry in the world today, because I really want to.
Oh, goodness. So here we go. We have an article from Boss Hunting. Pornhub reveals what you filthy animals are watching in 2022. Ooh. Guys, I'm so intrigued.
So let's sort of skip the story part of this, because I want to focus on what was mostly posted in the... Now, this is Australia, which is where myself and Jolt are from. So this is why I want to... the most searched terms in Australia for on Pornhub: lesbian, Asian, hentai. What's that number 4 one, Jolt? Sorry, Avira.
Nope. That's a mother
that
I'd like to freak out fun with. Yeah.
I like to
massage, anal, Indian. What's number 9?
Indian? Oh, I'm sorry. Cream. Oh boy. Cream.
It's to bake with your grandma a delicious cream pie.
Ew. Public gangbang, ebony, Japanese, and jerk off instructions.
So okay, so this is Pornhub right now as a business. They are publicly showing all their statistics. I wonder what the plus and minus numbers actually mean when it comes to their searches. But this is Australia's most searched porn stars. Oh wow! So Australia, they got some celebrities going on over there. Most searched categories. Oh wow, they're really open about this, aren't they? Australia's be getting kind of creepy.
The fact that lesbians pretty high up, I thought a lot of people down, at least in my state, actually hated lesbians for the most part, since there's a couple of them that get, when out on the street, they sort of get railed up. People start shouting at them for some weird reason. Or at least someone who wears boys' clothes. So I
mean, well, if you think about it though, because you have to imagine, Pornhub is a very large, multi-million-dollar business, and some of the stats they're saying, they kind of just sound reasonable. Like, okay, lesbian, threesome, gang, typical stuff that people would just normally search. I guess it doesn't seem too crazy.
Yeah, there are certainly other countries or places out there that they do research some pretty questionable stuff. I
mean, if you're looking at
funny.
if let's say Pornhub Moldova had goat cheese in a boot, on fire, that would be kind of concerning. But normal stuff like this, it seems okay. I'm not going to.
Apparently has been getting a bit of a push up too lately as well.
642% for. I'm not going to say what this article says. Don't want to get demonetized here.
Yeah, well, I've been dropping
Oh,
F-bombs, so that's already happened.
oh man, this gets weird. Okay.
Yeah, it would seem that people are still on the internet a lot. And I have no idea about these porn stars.
Well, good
Most
for
search
them.
terms on
That's what they
Pornhub.
can
So
do.
this is around the world. And is that your microphone, Joel? Vera, sorry.
No.
So the most searched terms are hentai, Japanese, the
The
MZ,
MILF?
whatever it is, lesbian. What's the number 5?
That's a good question. Penne. Is that like a penis? Penne? I
I
don't
have
know
no
what that is.
idea.
I have no idea what that is.
So there's Asian, stepmom, anal, big ass.
Wait,
threesome.
what? Stepmom is just like a sitcom? What's going on here? Why
I
is
don't know.
stepmom like a sexual thing?
Yeah.
So like Pene is basically a woman from the Philippines. That's just it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I didn't know about that.
Well, considering the amount of adult ads I see in the local paper, I'm surprised Asian isn't sort of like more in the like top 2 or 3.
It is hentai in Japanese. Where have you been?
I like how in
Yeah, no,
India
that's
the most
Hentai
searched one.
Japanese. Yeah, I guess they make the best stuff.
Whatever.
I like how in India the most searched one is Indian.
I would assume so.
Cosplay point of view. BBC is number 20. What the fuck is that?
Like they just watched the news on Pornhub.
What? So what's number 27? Like, or did they just not know how to do it?
Guessing so.
This okay.
Well,
This is
look,
the-
I mean, searching for adult stuff online has been going on for a long time. There have been a number of things over the years that unfortunately are significantly concerning, especially since some people don't know how to be clear about the kind of kinky shit they want to try with a second person. So people have ended up getting like strangled and shit. It's really freaky.
Well, just like the saying goes, the internet is just for that.
I love how it says the searches that define 2022. Number 1, reality. like number 1 search, yo. Okay. Yeah, we get your gender, your group sex, whatever, but yo, fucking reality. All right, that has my hope in humanity a little bit.
Apparently, reality trumps gender.
So apparently feet have been growing in popularity as well.
I'm surprised they weren't number 2. Actually, number 6, good for them. But yeah, isn't feet like the most popular kink out there? I would assume that Pornhub would probably have a lot of stuff about that, right?
I
guess they
have
don't.
no idea. I'm not gonna look. Most search terms of 2022. Hentai
No,
Japanese.
wow. Oh, might be a good time to be a hentai artist. I bet they're making bank right now. And why a stepmom? Oh, come on. What is
if
this?
you look down, under big tits, anime is actually here. Anime is actually on the list, so people who don't know what hentai is must be searching anime and then discover what hentai is.
They just probably search like anime girl or something like that instead of hentai girl.
Penne. I'm sorry, I can't get over how silly that sounds. Like, who is searching Penne?
Probably Philippines.
Oh. Lesbian scissoring? Seriously? I'd actually love to see E621 do a result like this. It'll be hilarious.
And these are all just the celebrities, like probably TikTok influencers who I've never seen.
No, they're Pornhub celebrities, so I don't know if they're on TikTok though. Dick for Lily.
Well, probably.
Well, someone's creative with their names. Oh, here we go. Traffic. United States.
Oh, goodness. Wait, this is Australian Pornhub, right? This is like from Australia.
No, these are the traffic. So it turns out Australia does have a bit of activity, but where are we?
Oh,
Right at the bottom.
you're down there.
Right
Okay.
at the bottom up.
Sweden, Egypt, Colombia, Argentina, Ukraine. Ah, we're just above Ukraine and underneath Netherlands.
Okay. I'm
We
surprised.
just above the Philippines.
Yeah, I'm surprised the
Time spent
Philippines
per
isn't up there.
second. Egypt, 11 minutes and 12 seconds.
Oh, so they're winning.
Huh. So Egypt's basically on there the longest. Mexico's at the bottom. So it looks like people spend between like 9.5 minutes on average on Pornhub.
Yeah.
Favorite times to watch: 4 a.m., 5 a.m. 5 a.m.'s like the least. Midnight's pretty high. So basically, when average people would be coming home, then dinner, and then before they go to bed. Tuesday's the least. Monday night? Seriously?
Wow, Monday
Out of
night,
all days.
11 p.m. That's right.
I guess after the most stressful day, then the body just asks for it.
I love how they have all this research. Just yeah,
Most-
Monday night. That's
Well,
exactly what you got to do, guys.
Considering what the whole sort of thing's about, the whole Pornhub thing is, I mean, this is just funny.
Oh, this is interesting. Whoa, hold on a moment. This is fascinating.
So
This is the most viewed categories across every nation on the planet, according to this business.
So most of Africa is Ebony.
Shocker.
Most of Australia and the US, Australia and Canada is lesbian.
Most of Europe as well.
Transgender.
Interesting how, isn't it like all China is like all Japanese? Like they're way into all that hentai. It's interesting. Iran is MILF. Okay. Yo, Saudi Arabia is into anal. All right.
Oh, that's going to look bad on the country.
What the heck?
I wonder what differs Russian porn out of anything else.
I mean, it's just more vodka and more bears.
Porn with vodka and bears.
And probably some dangerous situations. Who knows? They're probably jumping off buildings or whatever.
Yeah, with a Kalashnikov and stuff and
Sure,
action
yeah.
and shooting.
Look at this. Babysitting, scissoring, and reality has basically just shot up over 100%.
Bro, what the hell is a reality porn?
Is that like role play? But like,
I think reality porn. I'm not going to look it up, but I believe it's basically real pornography. No, pornography people have done when they're not trying to be. So actual proper sex.
Like amateur stuff?
No, like someone actually having proper real sex, not some story behind it.
no. I mean, probably some amateur stuff, right? It's like, oh, it's our honeymoon. Like, let's record ourselves and put it on the internet and see who cares.
So
Maybe it's
I
something
can't
like that.
understand why mature would be in this next category. Tattooed women, that's interesting. Huh? Uncensored cartoons is the shortest.
Uncensored cartoon. Okay, I'm curious about that one. Is that like Lola Bunny without a top or something? Like, what are they talking about?
Possibly.
So they could just say furry porn, but okay. Virtual reality. That's an interesting one. Virtual reality.
Most viewed by categories by gender. Men, Japanese, ebony, mature, mouth, lesbian, and anal, just for the top. And the top for women are lesbian, Japanese, threesome, ebony, mature, and anal.
Wow.
Anal sort of hits the same mark. Oh, wow.
Women also see popular with women kind of porn. I wonder how they research that.
That is true. Actually, I've noticed that.
So at the
Like,
bottom, for men, apparently men search reality more than women, and women search at the same rate big dick.
big dick.
Viewed by women compared to men. Scissoring really seems to be up there.
Like what? What's the title?
Viewed more by women compared to men.
Wait, whoa,
Scissoring
wait. So women view this more?
apparently 155%
Yeah, that makes
more
sense.
than men.
Interesting.
Porn stars for women, porn stars for men. Proportion of female visitors.
Again, the Philippines is like number one. What's up with the What are they doing
Well,
right?
yeah, what is up with the Philippines that they're so up in the
Yeah, what are they
porn
doing?
world? Like, how many people are in the Philippines to begin with?
A lot, actually. I believe it's like over 100 million people. They're
Wow.
Germany's at the bottom.
Yeah. And they're also very Americanized, too.
Visitor demographics.
I just think it's very interesting how that kind of reflects the situation in the United States.
Wow.
What, the Philippines?
Well, yeah. At least in this regard, like just looking at the numbers alone, it's kind of crazy.
Top.
Oh, Gen Z. Okay.
Gen Y, Gen X, Boomers, hand jobs. Yeah, it's a very kangaroo thing to do.
Boomers are the only
Country
generation
country-
who like
What?
small tits.
Wait, seriously? People use the Nintendo 3DS to look at Pornhub? Are you fucking serious?
3DS, gee.
And Wii U. 0.8%, the same on the PSP Vita. More PlayStation users than Xbox use Pornhub. That's gonna say something.
But they don't give the brute data, the gross data on how many people actually do it through the console. That would be cool.
Yeah, it's just a percentage.
Yeah, those percentage could be like around like 20 people all around the world.
Seriously, the PlayStation changes in console traffic.
Oh,
from 2021 to
most searched
2022.
movie characters. Oh goodness, I want to see this one.
Harley Quinn is at the top. What's
Yo, there's Sonic.
Taste? Oh no, not Sonic.
Sonic.
Oh, please not.
Sonic
Batman's
the
on the list. Batman.
I don't know what 300.
Oh, it's a real shame Catwoman isn't higher up.
Representatives of the Power Rangers are on the list.
Yeah, of course they are.
Those are probably all the Zentai people.
Oh wow, look where Batgirl is. Oh my god, Captain Marvel, are you serious? Is higher than Deadpool? What? Wait, there's Super... Oh no, I don't even want to find out about Superman porn and Joker. Oh, you are kidding me, Joker. Well, Jolt, if you're watching this, Joker porn is looked at very little.
That's good to know.
Most searched video games: Fortnite, Overwatch. No idea what. Oh no.
Who the hell searches for a Fortnite porn?
Seriously?
Might as well search for any character.
What do they mean Among Us porn? Are you really? Who's searching for that?
Yo, that's
Skyrim,
legit.
Mortal Kombat, Roadblocks. Are you kidding me?
Don't you get turned on by Among Us porn? Gee, that's the shit, man.
Man, this is bonkers.
I have an imposter fantasy.
Game characters. Oh no. Minecraft Jenny mod. Overwatch Widowmaker. Resident Evil. Oh wow, she must be really popular.
Okay,
Overwatch.
I'm just looking through this, looking for the furry characters. Anyone else I don't care about?
Fortnite links.
There's a lot of Fortnite and Overwatch here. What the heck?
Considering people like, yeah.
Oh, France. Oh, what's going on in France? Christmas Eve. Oh boy.
Must have been a bit cold over there at that point. Oh,
And
well,
the
look where Poland
Philippines.
shot up. Wait, what does yellow mean? New Year's Eve. Damn.
Belgium. Hey, they won.
Most search terms for Australia: lesbian, Asian, hentai. We saw that before. Okay, so probably could have done that better, but wow. Okay, that's yeah, that's something else.
Well, I appreciate
That
them
is
being
something
very open about their demographic.
Man. Okay. So anyone want to say anything about that whole cluster?
Transgender.
Yeah, that was Brazil's whole thing. That was like the top searched thing for whole Brazil. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really was, man. So I don't know about that. I was hoping for more furry related things. You know, more Sylveon.
What, in
Well,
Brazil?
whatever. No, just in general. Like from the
Oh, okay.
like Sonic was on there, so no, we need more characters.
Oh yeah. We need more furry characters representing in Pornhub.
I mean,
Why do you like
I've
the
never actually looked up Sonic on Prawn Hub before. I'm not going to, but my goodness, the fact that it's on there and as high as it is, I can't even imagine what they got going on. What the heck?
I have to wonder if Disney has turned around and told Pornhub to remove all the Zootopia stuff.
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Like, why? There's definitely got to be.
Oh
is.
yeah, there's a lot of Zootopia stuff, but
Unless Disney told them to get rid of all that. Probably copyright, right?
yeah, I think it's about time we sort of shift over now to the subject for the podcast. Here we go. From Xbox Wire. I don't know if that's the actual website or whatever, but
It
building
is.
more sustainable future of gaming. Xbox is now the first carbon-aware console. Update rolling out for everyone soon. Oh, this is written by the technical program manager. They're going to be sniffing their own farts. That's for damn sure.
No,
Xbox,
that would be global warming.
with what's going on here, I'd say it basically covers it. Xbox is working to reduce our environmental impact and help us research Microsoft's goal of being a carbon negative, water positive, and zero waste company by 2030. Yeah, right. Rethinking how we design, build, distribute, and use our products. Yeah, making your products repairable and so they don't die easily might actually be a start, but
And what are they
which way?
talking about? Water positive? What?
Maybe make the consoles waterproof so you can dunk them in the
No,
ocean or something.
no, they're talking more of like this green energy type of. Oh, we need clean water, that kind of crap.
Last
How?
March,
Oh, sorry, go on.
last March we shared how an update on our sustainability efforts across hardware, software, waste reduction, and collective action. We are constantly looking at ways in we can innovate, learn, and improve upon measures, as well as continue to collaborating with industry partners and game developers. We not only hold ourselves accountable on the carbon emissions in our products and distribution of our products, but emissions created with the use of products in our homes, fans as well. So the way we design our hardware and software to be more effective and optimized for renewable energy can have a big impact. All right. So first off, I'm going to say this, and yeah, fine. I sort of agree a lot with Lewis Rossman and this sort of shit. First, making your appliances repairable would be useful. Two, if you really want to do something to help the environment, how about going with full aluminium cases and just paint the bastards? Three, make it so that people can either replace or upgrade their parts and allow a second-hand market for that as well. Also set it up so that you can replace the SSD in there as well, because gee, I don't know, when that wears out, someone should be able to replace the storage device and be able to reuse the thing 10 years later without having to rely on piracy in order to accomplish it, or modding the damn console. I mean, you used to... Anyone see the latest console they released? The most recent Xbox? What the hell?
You would think like they would want to rely on those like kind of analog, DIY, do-it-yourself sort of things, like we used to like 10 years ago. But no, what's going on right now is they don't care about the climate. They're only using this as an excuse to raise prices. Like, look at how good we are for the environment. And sure, it might cost like another $10, but we're helping with our carbon footprint, guys. So
I really think it's just so they pay less taxes.
If Microsoft truly, really wanted to change the way they do things, like I said, aluminium or stainless steel console to start off with, the easily compostable cardboard packaging, not using any ink on the outside except for like black or something that will stand out on the type of paper that they use to cover the outside of the case. So locking down as much color as you can. So really making it sort of like bare bones packaging, but they're not going to go that far. It's going to be, oh, that's not going to be our symbols. You're going to have to make it be if you want this shit to be true. Today, we're showing updates that are rolling out for the Xbox Insiders. Upcoming changes will create opportunities for our collective community of gamers to make choices to reduce environmental impact while gaming. How about having an on and off fucking switch that physically disconnects power to the whole console instead of having to unplug it at the wall? Yes, soft power on is convenient, but when it comes to energy use, the console's still going to be using power. It's like modern PCs today. I mean, you leave it plugged in, turned on, it's always going to be drawing power because it's in a standby mode and not fully like turned off.
Yeah, makes sense.
Xbox is now the first gaming console to offer carbon-aware game downloads and updates.
See, that's what I absolutely love about this. See, as I'm playing a game, I want to be reminded of how much my existence is destroying the planet. How much of my carbon footprint is obliterating the world, and how much do I have to pay you to make myself feel better, feel like I'm saving the world?
If someone wants truly carbon neutral energy without you causing issues with fans and shit, there's hydroelectricity. Okay? Hydroelectricity. If that's truly what you want, then Microsoft should be forcing everybody to switch to that. Fuck solar because you have to have the sun. As long as you've got a tank of water, you can generate power. So rivers are really useful. It's just don't build your dams big enough to slow the movement of the planet. Bloody hell.
I mean, me fighting against the final level boss isn't destroying the planet. I really don't want to be preached about this as I'm trying to play a game after a long day of work. No one really cares.
things such as having games only using as much CPU power as they need would increase the life of the console. It should already be built in. PCs have that function. You can turn around, and they don't start really pumping out CPU cycles until you start doing something heavily resource intensive. Why is the Xbox turning around and going full ball 24/7 then? That's what I'm reading from this. I mean, doing downloads during the night when the electricity grid isn't being used that well, that's an option as well. But still, downloading would only affect your bandwidth of the internet and not usage.
I mean, this is just a difficult thing to regulate. Like, how are they going to know where they get their electricity from? I mean, what if you just plug your Xbox into like a diesel generator? Right, you're still burning fossil fuels, but you're still playing the Xbox, right? Like, oh, zero carbon my ass. Like, no, man, I'm burning freaking dinosaurs right now just to play online. Like, come on.
You're
How are
not
they gonna
burning
know?
dinosaurs. You're burning a forest that existed
I know.
millions of years ago.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah. This is a lot of
It's just a PR statement.
advertising
It's just
wank.
so silly. Yeah.
Being carbon aware means reducing carbon footprint by optimizing games and downloads to run at times when the console can use most of the renewable energy. Oh, that is bullshit. Oh, that is total bullshit. If you want to reduce energy usage, just ban the actual user from playing the game for like half the time than they would normally. Seriously though, if you want to reduce your waste with how much power your console is using, unplug the thing and use it half the amount of time that you would normally. I mean, then it's just sitting there collecting dust and then slowly losing bits of microplastics that get into your bloodstream and cause all kinds of weird things. Anyway, love conspiracy theories sometimes. When your
this really does
in,
sound like one.
Connected to the internet in a region of carbon intensity data is available. The Xbox will schedule games, apps, and OS updates for you console specific times during the night. So you can't currently set times when your Xbox is going to download and apply updates. That seems rather primitive for a device in 2020 till 2023 now.
Kind of. I've been able to do this, even though it is 22. Like whenever I get like an update, it's like, oh well, can you update now? I'm like, okay, no. Can we wait until like it's 2:00 in the morning? Like sometime like when I'm asleep or something, so it doesn't have to be like during the time when I might actually have to use the device. So I kind of get like where they're coming from with that.
All right.
But then again, it's between 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. There's gonna be a lot of gamers out there who is still gonna be gaming and be like, what the heck is this? So maybe they'll find a different time.
Instead of your Xbox waking up during nightly maintenance window at a random time between 2 and 6 a.m., your console will wake up at time when it can use the most renewable energy in your local energy grid. Yeah, see, this is when looking up what your IP address is sort of helps. This decreases fossil fuel dependency on CO2 emissions. Yeah, fine. Move to more renewable energy like, I don't know, wave power.
Yo, how many gamers care about renewable energy? They just want to hop on freaking Call of Duty and just get on with it. Like, do I really care about, oh, I have to wait 4 hours until, because my global warming, we have to go save the world. No one cares about that crap. We just want to play our games. Like, what the heck?
I'm curious why Microsoft hasn't simply turned around and offered discounts for whatever the premium online thing is now that they sort of try to get people to buy. And if they run their console at lower sort of power and rendering capabilities to actually get more credits. No, seriously. I mean, like, drop the FPS, drop the level of texturing, put the console into more of a, less power mode. like, gee, I don't know, 50% and get extra credit for spending on like a month subscription or something. You know, buying mods for your game, that sort of shit.
Right.
Well, only Xbox available to Xbox insiders that you shut down energy saving right now. All Xbox games will have a chance to update soon so that your console will be carbon aware. Oh, don't tell me they're going to have stupid people with flags waving them around for carbon awareness now for the Xbox.
Oh man, don't jinx it.
I will jinx it, thank you very much. I want to see this basically become as bad as possible.
Oh boy, we're doomed. Here we go.
Starting today, Xbox insiders will notice that the Xbox Series X and S consoles automatically update to the shutdown energy saving power option in one-time update to your power settings will reduce your power consumption while your console is off and will not affect performance, gameplay, or your console's ability to receive overnight updates or system game or apps.
No, I call BS on that because if it just randomly shut down on someone who's in the middle of gaming, that could be a problem. Did it say that they're not going to do this, or that they say that they will? That's just fine.
It looks like it will come out sometime soon.
That is creepy.
Remote features are supported while the console is powered on. However, remote wake is not supported while the console is shut down. You can adjust your settings at any time by choosing what works best for you. Shutdown energy saving cuts the use of power by 20 times when it's compared to sleep. Are you serious? I hate sleep in Windows desktop mode. In Windows desktop, it sucks. Why are they even trying to push it?
Why though? Why does it suck for you?
Well, because I've had issues with drivers in the past. That's why. I want to turn around and reboot my computer. No, it just puts it into sleep mode. And sometimes just doing a reboot's not enough. I physically have to make sure the computer shuts down. So yeah, to say that pisses me off is an understatement, especially when trying to troubleshoot issues. As we continue to explore options for all players to reduce their environmental impacts, Xbox One consoles will begin to see a new power mode option, including shutdown energy saving as early as today. Xbox One consoles will be testing multiple messenger options to determine the best way to inform the players of the change. This effort is to provide Xbox One gamers with an opportunity to provide feedback on their experience. Yeah, what's going to happen if this update bricks the consoles? Oh, we need you to be carbon aware, so let's just give you a brick for, wait, Avira, how much did you spend on your Xbox console?
Oh, just several hundreds.
Yeah, there you go, several $100 worth paperweight.
Yeah.
Yay, you're saving the environment! Thanks to Microsoft.
Hooray! Yeah, thank
What?
goodness.
Microsoft updates breaking stuff? That's new.
I love Windows XP Service Pack 2 with compact computers. That was fantastic. Shutdown energy saving will allow Xbox One consoles to receive system game or app downloads overnight, just like Xbox. Seriously, are they repeating themselves with this?
Yeah, but they're trying to make it sound better and more marketable. They're just neglecting the fact that we should be able to choose when we want to have those updates or not.
What the hell is this? For every 2 consoles that switch to shutdown energy saver for 1 year, we will save the equivalent of the amount of carbon removed by 1 tree planted. Oh, what's this? Based
who cares?
on the average Xbox
That is not
Series
cool.
XS1 console energy for 20 hours per day. Wow, the marketing wank that went into this. Improve sustainability with active hours and sleep. I still question, why not have an actual switch, a rocker switch that physically disconnects power to the console? Why is that such an alien term, such a forbidden thing to have in modern technology?
Because then they could not spy on you with their mics that are turned on all the time.
Hang on, no. They were spying on people with that stupid camera that was originally required to use your Xbox. Don't you remember the Xbox One that had the what was that
Kinect.
stupid camera
The
thing?
Connect.
Yep.
Yeah, the Xbox Kinect. They used to use that to watch ghosts. That was spooky.
That was just a complete shitstorm for them. I loved it. Always on internet too. Oh, actually, that's a good question. Are they going to set the console up so now that you can just download your game, just connect from the internet and use it whenever you want without having to constantly, use data? Because there's going to be a small amount of packets of information that go out to go, oh, is this person allowed to play this game? Oh, they are? Fantastic. Then I'll leave yourself active. 10 seconds later, same damn thing. Choosing the settings in your Xbox. Oh, Bill Gates, seriously, why? Okay, so
Well,
I'm
I think
gonna
we
shut
pretty
up for a
much
little
nailed
bit.
that. It's all good. Yeah, I think we pretty much nailed that. Microsoft is making some rather questionable business decisions. Let's just see where this goes.
Well,
So,
that's pretty new, isn't it?
well, I mean, yeah, but now it's getting even more drastic. I mean, what the heck, man?
I can understand like energy saving. The problem is that only people with their heads up their ass are going to see this as a positive, but they're not going to completely understand the whole sort of yeah.
See,
Look,
I don't understand. Like, I always turn off my consoles. Like, I always, turn off the light switch or whatever. Like before I go to sleep, I don't leave stuff on and just leave the power draining. Maybe
when
they're trying to be all like green or whatever, but I don't. Most of us gamers don't really care about any of that kind of stuff.
I don't believe the Xbox consoles have ever had an actual power switch itself. Take the PlayStation 2, for instance. It
Oh yeah,
had
just
soft
unplug it.
power on, plus at the arse end of it where the power supply is and where the figure 8 port is, you physically switch it off so that it's no longer drawing power from the mains. That is the ultimate in energy saving because it's physically disconnected internally. Now, to completely disconnect it, you have to unplug it from the wall, which you didn't always do. But if you want to go carbon neutral, that's how you go. The other thing is the PlayStation 2 generally didn't have like updates.
See, I'm
So
not
it
really
just
thinking
worked.
carbon neutral. I'm thinking more along the lines of my electric bill's going to be an extra $30 this month, so I'm just going to turn off that button in the back of my PS2 and just hope it doesn't draw any more power. Like, that's what most people think about.
That's just ridiculous. You'd have to physically disconnect your console from the wall for power to just completely stop.
No,
Yeah.
I don't really think that article was aimed towards the gamers.
No,
I
it
think it
was
was
more.
more aimed towards like a market base, like maybe investors or maybe the government for tax purposes, because the international market is looking towards sustainable companies to invest on.
Yeah, right.
That is pretty much the future, because legislation is going towards that way, like international legislation, and everybody who is a gamer knows that gamers don't give a shit about that. So I think that this article, it aims specifically for those kind of people, not the gamers itself, because people who invest in this kind of market, they don't know much about what is the gaming community, or the how much people leave the consoles on or whatever detail. So where was I going with this? I think that this article was just aimed for not for gamers, but for another target. That's why us seeing from within just know that this is all a bunch of bullshit.
Hey, right on,
Do you
man.
know what I like about the Game Boy Color? Is that when you physically switch the console off, it's off.
Well, yeah.
All right.
Well, there's still the
There's a
battery going on
comment,
inside,
sorry.
but yeah.
All right, guys. It's we're
Boxcar
approaching
Husky.
almost 10 after 10. I'm sorry, 10 after 8, 8 p.m. So yeah, we're gonna have to wrap some things up right now for this week.
Yeah, I kind of want to cover one more of the topics, unfortunately.
Okay, we don't have a lot of time, man. Well, let's break on through.
Yeah, wrong window. There we go.
Oh
Don't
yeah, I did
identify
send
as
you this
human.
one.
North Dakota schools don't want you. And what's this website from? Sorry.
Nothing but crap.
MSNBC,
MSNBC.
MSNBC. Yes.
6 Republican members of North Dakota legislation introduced a bill on Wednesday that would send a clear message to non-human identified students. You're not welcome. The 2-page bill, which primarily a measure seeking to prohibit schools in the state from accommodating transgender use, including the subsection aimed at a different and theoretical category of students. A board member of school district, a public and private school, or a teacher in a public or private school may not adopt a policy of establishing or providing a place, facility, program, school program, or accommodation to the charters of students proportion of being any animal species other than human. The bill labeled as an emergency measure by its
See, I think this might be a troll because they lost me at transgender youth. There are no transgender youths, okay? Let's be real. It's just confused children. And now they're even trying to make it worse by saying you can be a cat. And
The
yes, we're going to
section-
put a freaking like a litter box in the bathroom. Come on, what is this
The
bill
section-
even about?
The section of the bill appears to be connected to an urban myth about litter boxes in schools, in US
Precisely.
schools, that spread amongst conservative Republicans ahead of November election. Published in October, this myth, schools providing accommodation for litter boxes for children who identify as cats to urine. Oh, for crying out loud! Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I
While North
remember.
Dakota bill does not mention litter boxes, one of the bill sponsors, state representative, whoever the hell that is, said her state does not indeed have students who don't identify as human.
Okay.
Yes, we have people who would like to claim themselves as animals, such as cats and dogs. Van Winkley wrote in an email. The bill's 5 other Republican sponsors didn't immediately respond for a request for comment. If the bill passed, would also ban accommodations for transgender students, including teachers' use of students' preferred gender pronouns. If the procedure explaining of gender was inconsistent with students' sex assignment of birth, other schools would be found in violation of the policy, could be fined up to $500,000 in damages. All right, I can understand public schools, but if private schools are only funded by, well, the parents who are sending their kids there, then this shouldn't be. In just a few weeks of the year, state lawmakers across the US have introduced over 140 bills targeting the LGBTQ rights and queer life, according to the NBC News analysts, with the majority of these bills focusing on transgender people.
Well, we know that the whole litter box thing was clearly a joke. Like that wasn't actually a real thing. But if you read Babylon Bee, it's very possible they do something like this, almost like as a prank. So let's just see how crazy it gets.
All right. Sort of my take on this. We shouldn't be convincing people there's something they're not. As I've said before, when it comes to the whole furry thing, you shouldn't take your persona as always being you. You should have it as something separate.
Yeah, dude, if
It
you're
should
like,
be a way to, cool off, unwind, have some fun, and then drag your
yeah,
ass back to reality.
like if you're in school, if you're like, I don't know, 7 years old, shouldn't you be learning how to like do addition and subtraction, right? Like normal stuff, like how to read.
Well, you would think that. You'd think becoming a productive member of society where you're able to actually perform, normal work or, heaven forbid, get like a high paying job. But then again, apparently that's not the it thing these days. Terry, did you have anything to say?
I think that these people probably don't like the Ethereum community very much.
Yeah. Look, I mean,
But
I get the idea of having like a furry session at a school or something, but not every day.
but it's just weird that the representatives of North Dakota are so concerned about what the not the kids, but people from the school are identifying with that. You see the part about the litter box. It was a joke, but it was taken seriously by state representatives. Can you see how serious that is? Like how stupid that is, actually stupidly serious. Like a joke is being taken to the the representatives and turned into law, and then teachers cannot say the pronouns that whatever student prefers, and then they will be fined $500,000 just saying the pronoun that the student prefers. Like, that's pretty great for me. That's pretty strange.
See, that's the problem with the slippery slope. They just let stuff go by, and it's fine. That's how you express yourself. And then when it comes down to it, it's like, oh my goodness, what in the bunkers did we do? Now we have some student identifies as a cat. What? Huh? Are you gonna get fired if you don't call her a cat? You called her a dog? Oh, how dare you, you speciesist. Like, it gets pretty crazy pretty quickly.
I'm old fashioned in believing that schools should focus on math, science, history that hasn't been sexually changed to make it more attractive to everybody because they're not happy with facts.
Yeah, none of that revisiting.
I mean, yeah, fine, show point of views from both sides, but at least stick to the narrative of, well, this is how we understood things back then. This is how we understand what actually happened in today's world. Don't be this fucking stupid again. But no, we can't say that.
No, one thing is to teach children to be transgender or shit, but one other thing is, where was I going with this? Sorry, I'm getting a little drunk right now. I'm losing the point.
Hey, you're good, man. Keep the shroomers away from the kids. That's all you gotta do.
I forgot where was going with this. Sorry.
Right on, bro. Think we're good.
Well, unfortunately, we're 15 minutes past 12, so at least an hour in. On Aussie's end.
Yeah. At least we have enough talking points to do with the 4 news.
Yeah, man, it's been a crazy week. A lot of stuff going on.
So, Vera, do you want to carry us out for a little bit, or?
I suppose I shall. For now, Frenty, any last comments? Any last closing statements you want to say for the week?
Well, I just hope everybody that's watching here have a great rest of the week and a great weekend. So party on.
Groovy. And guys, I hope you had a fantastic weekend yourself. Really looking forward to Jolt being on here next week. Guys, I'm gonna check out his super cool adventure. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Noble, our last words.
Oh yeah, just like Boxcar said, make Velma thick again.
Thank you, Pornhub, for giving us something to laugh at. Thank you, US Transport, blah, 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 whatever they're called, for destroying priceless pieces of, wank collection stuff that people really probably shouldn't be spending that kind of money on. And for the life of me, if you can't just enjoy something for what it is, get out of here. I mean, seriously, I'm happy buying like consoles from somewhere locally when they pop up, or a game that someone's going to throw away where they realize that, oh, hang on, I don't want this shit anymore. Oh, this is worth like $400. Mine.
Totally. I recently had a box full of PS1 games that I traded for a Nintendo Switch. Worth
I think
it.
the person got better than you. I will say this.
Do you think so?
Anyone wants to call me anti-trans, a hateful person, all that, I want you to remember this. You're pushing and allowing something that I look at and I say that is unfair to other people. And time will tell if you are the horrible person or if I am the horrible person. And if you ever have to deal with friends later on who suffered horribly because of your actions, just remember that you called me the horrible person.
Right on.
Word.
I'm tired of people fucking around like this. Anywho, so our podcasts moving forward are available on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Player FM, iHeartRadio, BitChute, and whatever it decides to draw its head out of the swamp that is the internet.
All right. Hope you guys have an awesome night. Farewell, and we'll see you next week. This is Furry Raiders signing off. Farewell.
Bye.
Peace.